Bossman show, front of the show, my man, Montana State Bobcats, Danny Sprinkle, 9-3 on the year, the Big Sky leaders right now, 6-0 right now. What's up, brother? How you been?
Hey, been great, man. Been great. Like you said, things are going well. We got to keep getting better, but hey, right now things are pretty good.
Let me ask you, man. We talked about it when you guys had on the show the first time this year about the back-to-backs. How has it
Yeah.
been actually doing them, coaching them now? How is your recovery and your guys' recovery coming off those two games there on the weekends there?
Yeah, I mean, it's been different. It's kind of fun to see what adjustments other coaches make and some of the adjustments that we've made. And we're fortunate to where a lot of leagues play like Friday, Saturday. We play Thursday night, and then on Saturday the game basically has to be before noon. And so that way we can still get home that night. And I mean, it's been good. The one thing with Big Sky Conference travel is it can be brutal. When you're flying to Flagstaff or flying to Phoenix, driving 2 hours to Flagstaff, and then after the game driving back and going to Sacramento to play Sacramento State 2 days later. It's harder. So it's a lot easier now. Just staying in Flagstaff for 3-4 days. Next week we have to go down to Ogden, Utah, and play a really good Weber State team. So, it's got its pluses and minuses, but it's kind of par for the course with this COVID deal, and you just got to take games whenever you can get them.
Most definitely, man. And like you said, man, take games wherever you can get them. Because, I saw some games you had canceled on your schedule, and like you got canceled with Montana this weekend. So being flexible is the key this year. As you know, Danny, like, man, it's got to be flexible, man, because, you never know. A test, a false positive, like with like my man Furman had false positives and got canceled, right? Had to play another school this weekend. So just being flexible with the kids and the staff, man, is paramount to get through this whole weird COVID year we're going through right now.
No doubt. Like, you have to be able to adapt, and coaches, we always talk about that next play mentality a lot. And it's never been more true than this year. You don't know, you can go into practice one day and 4 starters be out, or you might lose a kid for 2 weeks because of a false positive. And so, you have to be able to adapt, and other guys got to be able to step up. And, the one thing, it's hard, and we've all had to adjust, but like you have to just keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter what happens, good, bad, ugly, like you just got to keep moving, and you got to keep a perspective about it, because it is a game. It's an important game, but there's a lot more serious things going on in this country.
You got that right, man. And like you said, man, looking at your record, like, you play close games. You can win either way. So talk about your team's resolve that, hey, even though you lost 2 close games, but you won most of them, and that's going to help them as you get down in February into March, and that's a tournament where it really counts for you guys.
No question. And the best part about that is, after you do it a couple times, the guys, they start developing that belief. They believe that, hey, there's a 3-4 minute chunk in every second half that we got to win, and we can win this game. No matter if we're down 10 or if we're up 5, like, we have to take care of that 4-minute chunk that can win that game. And, our guys, they've been really resilient. We've made plays, we've made shots when we've had to. And, when we have to get a defensive stop, they've done it at the right time, and there's all sorts of plays throughout the game, but, those last 4 minutes, we've done a really good job thus far, of taking care of our business and making the play when it needs to be made.
Yeah, because, right here in my backyard, my Atlanta Hawks doesn't have a problem finishing games.
Yeah.
We've blown 4 leads in the fourth quarter, 12 points or more at home.
I know.
So just seeing your guys be able to correct that ish problem, put it and fight or go against it, I'm like, my Hawks can't do this. Dan's team can do it. My Hawks can't do it.
The Hawks, they need those fans in the stands, man. Yeah. Yeah, shoot, it's crazy. But I'll tell you, they want to send Trae Young up here for a little bit, man. We'll get him right. We'll get him right.
Hey, you got a bad ball yourself in Xavier, man. He's 5'8", your senior guard. Tell us about how he's meant to your team, your leading scorer, man, getting the job done both ends of the floor for you guys, man.
Yeah, he's a tough cover. He's really aggressive. He can really score it, and for his size, he's a great finisher. Like, he loves jumping into big guys and finishing right hand, left hand, and it's kind of a knack that not a lot of little guys have that can finish over bigger guys. And when he's making his three, he's almost impossible to guard because he's so little. And when he gets off ball screens and things like that, you can't hedge him. He's really hard to double team because he's so fast. And when he does get, like, he's creating for other guys, and he's made our team better this year. He's made every other player better. And, we got to keep him going, for us to, continue to be successful. He's still got to continue to play well.
Yeah, another backcourt mate, Amin, man, he's being good, 6'5" guy, man, doing his thing.
Yeah.
Tell us about his backcourt mate there, man. You got a stud backcourt, which is really important come late February and March there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous athlete. He's left-handed. He goes left, and everybody knows he's going left, but he's one of those guys that still gets left. And, he's improving on every other part of his game. His shooting's really improved. He's put the work in. And he's just a tough cover because he's so fast and athletic, and he's got great touch. He's got really good touch. And so whether it's mid-range or finishing around the rim, he's a great free throw shooter too. So when he draws fouls and he had a big, I think he had 36 against Northern Colorado a couple weeks ago. And, that just kind of shows what type of player he is.
Oh yeah, and like you said, man, you need those seniors that been through it. That helps with that the late game, second half, where it's tight. They've been through all these situations before. They're not shaken by it. You can call a play, and that Xavier or Amin's gonna do it for you because they've been in your system. You can trust them. They're older guys. They're gonna crack on some pressure especially not having crowds right now. That helps as well on the road for sure.
Well, exactly. And not just that, like their leadership, their leadership on the bench during games. We're down 10 to Northern Colorado with 10 minutes to go. And I could hear those two talking on the bench, and they were positive. Like, hey, we got this. Like, this is what we have to do to win. And there was never any non-belief. Like they knew what they had to do to win the game, and they went and did it. And it shows their maturity, but it also shows you how important senior leadership is, which you just mentioned.
And you know what, Danny? What's also good is that if you defend, because it's always be make or miss, right? You can, as long as you defend, you can get a critical stop, get out on a fast break, get your easy basket, because you're not gonna have shots every night. The threes, the mid range, you're not gonna have it every night. So if you defend with energy and effort and get out on transition, you can still win a game, grind one out. If you don't have the bombs going like you usually have the bombs going.
No question. And that's one thing I've tried to do since I got the job here is really that culture of defense and toughness, and and I show our guys clips after the game. That's how we win games. Offense is pretty and all this and dunks and all that, but at the end of the day, the long rebounds, diving for a 50-50 ball, boxing out at the free throw line every time, not 90% of the time, 100% of the time, and doing those little things, that's what wins games. You look at all these situations in games all across the country. Every night you watch college basketball. A lot of these games come down to the last 3 minutes and who's going to do the little things, who's going to, make the defensive stop and come down and execute, or get to stop and get out and transition and get an and one. And that's what wins the games for people. And that's, what we need to continue to do. And we still have a lot of room to get better at it too.
You also got a post player, Jabril, there, man. That cat's on the boards doing his thing, man. So you got a big three. You got two guards in the front court, man, that anchor your defense back there, man. Tell us about that young man, how he's helping your defense as well, and with the rebound and getting you guys out in transition there.
Yeah, two of the games, we were very fortunate to win was because of his defense. The last 8-10 minutes of the game, he was the only time we were getting stops is he was blocking shots. And and getting big rebounds. And so he's been tremendous. Now he's been in foul trouble a couple times in league. He's got to get more disciplined. He's got to get better, knowing how to play with one foul in the first half so he doesn't get two, or getting a third or a fourth in the second half. And so, he's still young and kind of new to the game, and he's improving, but I wouldn't trade him. He's been tremendous, like you said, on the boards and all that. So, yeah.
Because you know what, Danny, it reminds me of how the Hawks were before we got Clint Capella. We just give them all kind of boards, man. a free run to the glass. Okay, you get your league layup. So I like that you have an anchor back there that can actually stop. If somebody misses an assignment, gets to be on the back or something, you got somebody right there waiting on them, like we had with Clint Capella now. So I see some parallels between your team and my Hawks right in my backyard. I see some parallels there.
Yeah. Now the problem is sometimes the guards know Jabril's back there, so they don't guard the way they're supposed to guard, and they just let their guy go. That's when I have a problem with the guards, and I'm like, no, you need to take it easy on the big fella back here. I need you to guard your guy and keep him in front. I know you got the big fella back here, but I need you to do your job too. Don't put so much
Exactly.
pressure on him. Because that's sometimes how he gets in foul trouble too. And so, but yeah, no, I mean, we've been doing a pretty good job defensively. We've been fortunate at times. Some teams have missed shots, and but that's the game of basketball. And we need to continue to get better offensively and defensively if we want to finish the season the way we want to.
And the good thing about it is you only played 9 games, and it's February, pretty much
Yeah.
on Monday. It's February, so
Yep.
you still haven't reached your peak yet, and you really want to peak come March in tournament time. So I know the record's great right now, but you're building towards March for sure.
No question. And that's what's kind of fun about this year is like we have so many newcomers that are still trying to fit in. And every game somebody different steps up, whether it's a freshman or a transfer. And so, now it's the more they play, the more comfortable they are at this level. And I think this team is just going to keep getting better and better and better. But like you mentioned, our big three, like we need them to play well every game. We need Xavier, Almond, and Jabril to play well. And then those other pieces to kind of fill in the gaps where whether it's knocking down 2 or 3 threes or making energy plays or being the ball mover screener. And that's what makes championship teams.
It's good because you have guys who know that if you get rolling tonight, you'll still go with them. If they have the right piece that night, I'm gonna roll with you. So that's good about your team because I noticed looking at your stats and some of the tape of your team, like you can go as a different guy each night that's not your big three and see what they got for you. Yeah, you have your starters, of course. You kind of rotate that fifth one to a degree. So it depends on who the matchup is, what we got going. You'll play tonight. So always be ready and stay ready because I might need you tonight.
Well, no, exactly. And it holds those guys accountable. They know they have to bring energy and effort defensively first, because that's who we are. And then their offense will take care of itself. And, when they're not taking care of their business in any of those aspects, they know there's competition at their spot where somebody else can come in. And so it kind of lights a fire under everybody else to the point where it's making them better, because of the competition that we have.
And having newcomers, that's going to help you down the road, too, because they get thrown that fire this year, man. So next year, okay, I can still got my big fella coming back next year for sure. And I got these guys who are going to be here as well. So, Big Sky, we coming for you, baby.
Exactly. And so, it's, this league is, I've told you before, I think it's the most underrated conference in the country. You look at, schools, Weber State, Eastern Washington, Northern Colorado, and some of the success that they've had in postseason tournaments and just, Damian Lillard, Rodney Stuckey, like some of the pros that have come out of this league, it's a tremendous league. And then when you have to travel to some of these home court advantages, especially when there's fans, it's hard to win on the road, man. And especially, how well coached these teams are.
Most definitely, man, because Randy Ray's a legend in the conference, man. He's been there for a long time, man. And
he's been there too long, man. He needs to come up here, man. Just come retire up here and hang out in Bossman. I'll take him fishing or whatever he likes to do.
Oh yeah, man. And you know what, man? I tell you what, bro. Like I see it, man. Because I say, man, dog, your games are always close in that league, and there rarely a few blowouts. If it's a blowout, this game is gonna be tight as all get out. So
exactly.
And it's like now let me ask you about your team. Playing these back to backs, how they respond on that last night? Because if they beat a team, they don't give you your best shot. So how is your players responding to guys coming at them hard in that first half, knowing they got beat the first night there?
Yeah, there's been a couple of the games, because it's a Saturday and it's usually a game at noon. So it's a morning game where you don't do shoot around and a couple of the games we've been a little sleepy eyed, for the first 5-6 minutes of it, and once they kind of wake up, and I got to probably do a better job preparing them for it somehow because we got to get off to better starts on those Saturday games. But, we've been able to take care of business, thank goodness. But it is a different deal when, whatever team wins on Thursday night, you're getting a wounded dog on that Saturday that's hungry, and you got to play even better, especially when it's on the road. But, and it's just like I mentioned, it's fun to see some of the adjustments people make and, if they go more zone or they double the post, whatever it is, and you got to be able to adjust on the fly, which I think it's made me a better coach. And I know it's helped our staff become better coaches too.
Interesting for us with the Hawks is that Coach Pierce holds stuff back on night one, intentionally holds stuff back on night one. So night two comes, oh, whoa, they get hit some like the West had coming. But a lot of times, if we win night one, we're down by 15 in the first quarter. Hit us in the mouth. It came out like gangbusters. So I know your guys are getting used to that mentality, because when you lose at night one, you coming out like a game buster night two and go ready to get in your butt and make you realize we here tonight. So seeing that your guys are getting used to it, man, it's fun to watch it, because I see it in the NBA every night with the Hawks covering them. But it's like, yeah, seeing your college kids getting used to this who want to play the NBA level, it's what you got to deal with when you play back to backs, especially saying the same team at that.
No question. And like I said, it's hard. And that day in between, you know, it's different from a mentality standpoint, because if you win, everybody's kind of in a better mood, you know, but you know, you lose on that first night, that Friday is not a pleasant day, especially if you're stuck in a hotel all day. And and like you said, that's why some team, they come out like gangbusters on Saturday. And so, you know, it's something where you have to, you know, that's where senior leadership comes in and maturity comes in, and you know, knowing that, hey, this is what we have to do to win the game on Saturday.
No doubt, man. So let me ask you this, man. So looking at your recruiting class coming up, so how's it been? Yeah, we talked about Zoom recruiting, how you're using it right now. So how's it been with the dead period going to April? And that's probably get your class for 22 on Zoom as well, probably now looking like it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard. You know, we actually had 4 juniors committed last year at this time. And so we signed all of them in the fall, and we have 4 seniors. And so, you know, I'm excited about them. They're young, they're pups, you know, like a lot of them were 17, they just turned 18. And so they were young even when we signed them. But I'm excited about them. I think we have some great size, and they can really shoot it, you know. And we have one kid from London who's 6'8" and has a 7'4" wingspan. Like, he has like NBA measurables. Like, his length is crazy, and he's just a young pup, man. Like, he, you know, if he gets to be 6'10", you know, it'd be hard to hold on to him. But, you know, some of the other guys can really shoot it and have some good skills. So I'm excited with what we have coming in and what they can bring to what we already have in the program.
I'm hoping you get to come out here sometime real soon, but we can go out and hang out a little
bit. Me too. I'll be out there.
We gotta get this COVID thing away. We should get out here and take you out to my spots here, man. Get some good food, man. Because
no doubt, man.
I got spots for days for you, Danny. I got spots for days for you, brother. I got them.
I'm gonna put on about 10 pounds when I come out to the A too. So get ready.
Hey, I'll take to the courts with me. We're going to hoop as well. Work it off, man. Got to work it off, man. For real.
That's what I'm talking about. We'll need it.
Hey, Dan, man, thanks for your time, buddy, as always, my brother. Hey, best luck to your team against Randy next week, man. I'll be watching the courts, buddy. You already know.
Appreciate it, man. Be safe.
See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.